Good morning. Welcome to our multi-platform worship service. I am Shay Dively, the intern minister, and I use she, her pronouns. And it is my honor to be co-leading our service today together with Steve Workman, our worship associate, Reverend McKinley Sims, our settled minister, and Tim Steyer, who will be with us later on. And I want to a big thank you to all the people providing music today, which is Ann Arfa, Sharon Fisher, Bruce Pollock Johnson, Linda Pollock Johnson, Layla Betts, and Annie Gaheb. So much music today. So much music. Phew. So a few announcements before we begin. Please silence any cell phones, pagers, etc., so that we may be as present as possible in this space. If you're new here, restrooms are located downstairs. You go to the rear of the sanctuary and can either take the steps or the lift, and there's an usher who can help you. We are streaming live, and if you are joining us online, you can choose to toggle on the closed captions by checking the CC button at the bottom of your Zoom screen. Childcare is available for infants and toddlers, and older children are invited to attend the religious exploration group following the Story for All Ages time. And parents and guardians can pick up kids upstairs after the service. Oh my, let's take a breath together on this St. Paddy's Day and a few days before the spring equinox when we get to celebrate Ostara, which seems to have started already. If you haven't noticed, we are in bloom. So let us breathe into this moment. This is a UU congregation, which means we are people of many differences, different faith traditions, different racial identities, different gender expressions, and all different ways of moving in and showing up in the world. And we are people of togetherness who make covenant promises to be together and to act with love for transformation, liberation, and healing. This is a historically universalist sanctuary, which means that we welcome all who in turn welcome all in the spirit of love and wholeness. And we are made more whole by your choice to be here today. We've been waiting for you to bring all of your beautiful self here, and we honor this by trying to live up to the mission of this congregation, building UU Mount Airy into a beloved community by embracing all souls and nurturing wholeness. May this be the place where you come to be your whole self. May this loving community help you speak your doubts and welcome your questions. In this space, may you find transformation, liberation, and healing. May you leave this place changed for the better, and may you change this place, leaving it better.
In UU congregations, we light a chalice to celebrate our coming together in love, to mark the sacred space of our time and our community, and to invite the Spirit into our lives. We invite you to light a candle wherever you are today, those of us who are joining virtually. Please read along with me if you feel so moved as we light our chalice with words by the Reverend David Breeden. Welcome to this place where certainty transforms to questions. This place that takes what is and imagines what can be. Welcome to this space where what was fixed begins to shift, where rigidity embraces unfolding as we join in the dance of transformation. Welcome to this moment of change, where together we transfigure and transcend together.
Our opening hymn is number 1012, When I Am Frightened. The UUA song information page shares that when Shelley Jackson Denham wrote this hymn, she took the opportunity to write a piece based on children's yearning for truth, respect, and engagement with adults. And it is meant as a reminder that all children deserve and need compassion, acceptance, commitment. At that they often learn to both give and receive these essential elements of relationship through the simple act of observation. Such caring and empathy is also deserved when, as adults, we encourage ourselves to be vulnerable and beckon ourselves into new ways of being and living in the world. So today, we invite you to think of this hymn as a call to each other, so that we may support and love each other as we risk and grow. Let us rise in body or spirit as we sing together. Part of our being a community is learning to share the authentic and vulnerable parts of ourselves with others. To see and be seen, to know and be known. We make space today for that sharing, all of which helps to build this congregation into beloved community. We invite you to share what's going on in your life, to name your feelings and the people on your heart in need of prayer, good energy, best wishes, and other help. We invite you to get into your body and investigate what emotions you're experiencing, to share them as you feel called so we can help one another hold our joys, our grief, our in-between feelings. We build community by celebrating our good things, mourning our troubles, taking risks, and listening deeply. For our online sharing, we invite you who are on Zoom to share what you're feeling this week and to lift up the names of those about whom you are thinking in the chat. For those of you watching us on live stream or after Sunday morning, you can reach Reverend McKinley via email at minister@uumountairy.org. And for those in our sanctuary, we ask that you come up one at a time by the side aisle and pick up a stone or stones from the basket, infuse or charge it with your joy or sorrow, and place it in the bowl of water, where its energy will ripple out to be held by all of us. All are welcome to participate in any of these ways, and for those who have gathered virtually, Steve will be adding stones on your behalf. The table of sharing is now open.
Happy birthday, Jill. Jill Salkin's birthday was the 15th, 2 days ago. And we went to a wonderful little get-together at La Bosse in East Falls or Roxborough, I'm not sure. But we had the best time. She has the best group of friends. Best.
I have a sorrow. My daughter is not doing well, but I also want to let people know that my kitchen is in flux right now. My countertops come in. I know the date of the Lebanese dinner, and not until then. So for anybody who is going to come or wants to come, it's still on, but I don't know when it is until my countertops.
Hi, I'm Sandy Fulton. I've been a member here since 1997, and I just turned 88, and I'm not the oldest person in this church, but pretty close, getting closer. And I want to thank everybody who sent me a card or just gave me a big hug, and that was very nice at the party last night, where we had, and I see some people here who did send me a card, and that was great. So thank you very much.
Morning, I'm Ann. I just want to say that Friday night, PBS had on the opera Dead Man Walking about the nun who went and was with a condemned person in some place like Alabama. And it was quite profound, and I thought, do I really want to do this? And I did. So if it comes across your path, it's really worth listening and seeing.
Good morning. This is the real Rocky. Listen, I'm pretty sure you know I got into a scuffle with the police. I'm 100% alive, even though, you know, people can't fathom the thought that I'm alive here. You know, it's a lot, you know, I'm pretty sure you do know what's really taking place. But thank you. And I got a cut on my, what's the name from the hell is that?
Hello, my name is Annie, and I'd like to send a prayer out to Suzanne Weltman.
I'm the other Jill. When she speaks first, I'm the other Jill, and vice versa. That was so sweet. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to my fellow birthday girl. My joy, among many, is that I've recorded 3 CDs, and I'm re-releasing the 3rd one, and a radio promoter is launching the re-release of that CD tomorrow. So hopefully it'll have airplay in lots of places, and it's also being sent to publications. So I did not really promote it when I did it, and I'm so excited to have people hear it. So that is a big joy for me. Thank you.
Hi. My name is Heidi, and I'm visiting my best friend. And I want to share both my gratitude for you guys that you're here to help hold her, and to also just name how proud I am of her. She's opening a refill store on Tuesday, and I had the honor to come and support her with that, and I am just so unbelievably proud of watching her go through how much work it is. And again, I'm just grateful to be here, so thank you.
Hi, I'm Mary Ellen. I usually don't talk here because it's too much sorrow, but it's a joyous day. Okay, so joy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. I had a lot of sleep, and I'm a closet Irish person. So coming out of the closet, a lot of Pisces birthdays, and Bernadette too, right? So happy birthday. And I just want to say Women's History Month, right? And we know women all around the world, right? And but I got to do a shout out. And because I don't know if anybody saw this, and it brought a lot of joy to me. There was the big soccer match in Brazil, and they threw out all the men because the violence was so insane. And they said only women and children can come in. And they filled this soccer stadium. You got to go see it on YouTube. And they're singing and they're joyous and it's mind blowing. And women will rule and save the world with peace. Woo!
Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. I just want to lift up Julie Bradford. Of course, her memorial service was yesterday, and it was a lovely honoring of Julie. And I just want to do a little more of that. And first of all, I'd like to just say what a pleasure it was to play so much flute music. So when I walked in here today, I just heard, all this flute music because Julie played flute, and we played a lot together for many years. And it was a pleasure, really, to do that together. And she also loved clod bowling, and I loved clod bowling. And yesterday we played clod bowling with a different flutist for the service. And so another musical thing about Julie is, and I want to tell you the story of the bells. We have handbells. We have 3 octaves of handbells that are really beautiful English handbells. And the way we got those, in case you didn't know, was about 20 years ago or whatever, Julie was on the board of UU House in Germantown on Tulpehocken. And it's an old folks place. And one day she was scrounging around in the closets and just said, oh, what's this? You know, there's 3 boxes down there. She opened them, and they're bells, these beautiful bells that hadn't been used in a long time. And they had them because people used to go to that residency when they were much younger, and so they were looking for activities. But at that time, people were going older, and they just didn't feel like playing the bells. So she called me up, bingo, you want some bells? I said, bingo, yes. So I went over there and went to a board meeting, got them, and brought them back here, and we've had them ever since, and it's been a great source of joy for the ringers and for the hearers and for everybody. Thank you, Julie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Haley. I just wanted to share some gratitude and joy just for this space that this community creates. The other night, I had the pleasure of coming and joining the craft night that Linda and Kathy organized. Soup and chili, and just like sharing about creativity and being a maker and sharing projects that we'd all been working on. And it just was like, I don't know, I just kind of got into my like making things, seeing myself as a creative person journey over the last maybe 2 or 3 years, and actually allowing myself to like be like, yes, I can make things, I can be creative, and like see myself in that way. So then to be in a space with a bunch of other people who just kind of like unapologetically and joyously throw themselves at creating things, and I don't know, creating especially has been a real bomb for me lately in a world where we are just seeing so much destruction of life and of land, and you know, I don't know, my heart is breaking along with many of our hearts. So having the ability to create something, even if it's something small and silly, just to leave something new on this planet, I think is a really powerful gift. So I just want to thank all of you for sharing. And it's also just beautiful to hear from, you know, people who to me are elders. I don't have any grandparents. My parents don't live super close by, so just having other people who, you know, are of a different generation from me to learn from and to be inspired by is really special. So thank you to all of you.
Steve, would you add a few stones for the people at home, as well as one final stone for all those joys and sorrows that are not shared out loud and remain in the sacred quiet of our hearts? Thank you. Friends, will you join me in prayer however you define prayer? Spirit of life, eternal and gracious one, we are blessed to be able to share our joys and sorrows, our creations with one another, to know that they are supported and cared for by those who surround us. May we know that this love is with us in this space and when we leave this space, that we are forever bound to one another by love. Blessed be and amen. And now we're going to have a story for all ages. Elizabeth Ann, is there anything you'd like to share before the story?
Yes. Funny.
Good morning, beloveds. My name is Elizabeth Ann Terry. I'm your Director of Spiritual Religious Exploration. I use the pronouns she, her, hers, and Elizabeth. And we do have a story, and Steve will in a moment show the YouTube film. But I just wanted to say it's also Women's History Month. So one of the coloring pages that we're doing today is about girl power. Girl power. So we've been like this month, and I wear my butterfly outfit just for y'all. We've been talking about transformation and using butterflies to show that life cycle of a butterfly. But chameleons can change too. So the story is really about loving who we are and letting ourselves change. Loving who we are and letting ourselves change. Okay, Steve.
On a shiny green leaf sat a small green chameleon. It moved on to a brown tree and turned brownish. Then it rested on a red flower and turned reddish. When the chameleon moved slowly across the yellow sand, it turned yellowish. You could hardly see it. When the chameleon was warm and had something to eat, it turned sparkling green. But when it was cold and hungry, it turned grey and dull. When the chameleon was hungry, it sat still and waited. Only its eyes moved up, down, sideways, until it spotted a fly. Then the chameleon's long and sticky tongue shot out and caught the fly. That was its life. It was not very exciting. But one day, the chameleon saw a zoo. It had never seen so many beautiful animals. The chameleon thought, how small I am, how slow, how weak. I wish I could be big and white, like a polar bear. And the chameleon's wish came true. But was it happy? No. I wish I could be handsome like a flamingo. I wish I could be smart like a fox. I wish I could swim like a fish. I wish I could run like a deer. I wish I could see things far away like a giraffe. I wish I could hide in a shell like a turtle. I wish I could be strong like an elephant. I wish I could be funny like a seal. I wish I could be like people. Just then, a fly flew by. The chameleon was very hungry, but the chameleon was very mixed up. It was a little of this, and it was a little of that, and it couldn't catch the fly. I wish I could be myself. The chameleon's wish came true, and it caught the fly. The end.
think you're staying together?
Yeah. Mike is singing in the back.
Bruce, do you want to lead us? Sure. If you stand as you leave this space, know that you belong. Know that you are not alone. Know that you are loved. As you leave this space, know that you belong. Know that you are not alone. Know that you are loved.
This is the next in a series of transformation poems that I'm going to read, or reflections. They're not mine. This one is from the Reverend Naomi King. Transformation is life, including the transformation that results in death and decay. We can pretend that it is not so. We can hold on to denial, and hold on to rage, and hold on to bitterness, and hold on to the illusion that somehow we are exempt from change, or as perfected as we are going to be. But then the breaking comes, as it inevitably does. Transformation happens because it is a part of life, no matter what we try, deny, or do. For example, I did not choose my genetic disease or my osteoarthritis, but I can choose how I adapt to and learn from the changes they bring. I can transform for bitter or for better. And again, those are the words of Reverend Naomi King. Now we have some special music from Sharon, Bruce, Linda, Leela, and Anne.
Yes, I just wanted to do a quick introduction. This song was written by Joe Jenks. He's been here many times to perform in person. I'm a friend of his. I've been to Ireland with him 3 times, and the last time I went, he introduced this song and sang it twice. He had recently written it. It was based on, he has a friend named Jenny Beneman who writes haikus, and she has her own website, but he had heard a new haiku that she had written, and he wrote the chorus based on her haiku, and then he just said the rest of the song just fell into place. And so it's called Let It Breathe, and I hope you enjoy this. Is Leela going to sing? Or did we lose her? Okay. You're on the third verse. All right, so that's me alone on the third verse then. Okay, just making sure. Is running down the aisle. And I would really love to have her included in this. And so we're going to have a dramatic entrance for this song, and we'll all just let it breathe. Take it from the top. Okay.
Lay down your weapons, long as you
play this charade. You can be loved for who you are. And for every troubled thought that crosses your mind, you are someone else's star. So lay down your weapons, Lord has you surrounded. There is no easy way out. And lay down your shield, let your heart break just a little, let love remove all doubt. What do you need? By what measure did you know that you are more than what you achieve? When you look in the mirror, is it possible to see that you are enough? So let it breathe. So lay down your weapons, Lord has you surrounded. There is no easy way out. And lay down your shield, let your heart raise just a little, let love remove all doubt. And lay down your shield, let your heart raise just a little, let love remove all doubt.
I should have been more clear when I was introducing that. I said we had special music. I should have said we have had special music, very special music. This is another reading that's not mine, but I love the words and I'm happy to present those to you. It's entitled The Theology of Radical and Humble Kindness. The theology of radical and humble kindness has no resolution point and no fixed answers. It is an ever-unfolding commitment to being present to events as they are developing and revelations as they are occurring. It understands that the past is not set in stone, that with every passing day, new information surfaces, demanding that assumptions be discarded, judgments be suspended, and potentials be reevaluated. Radical and humble kindness asks one to be present to all sides and to hold steadfast to that which is most loving and most compassionate. It demands a willingness to sit in the uncomfortable and to honor active listening. Kindness asks that we assist in the decentering of norms and structures that cause harm and marginalize others. Kindness demands that we look at the table and ask who is not here yet. Kindness asks us to give up our seat when the one who is not here yet arrives, knowing that the more diverse the table is, the closer we are to the beloved community. Kindness asks us to embody the spirit of life and the imago Dei, and to witness their embodiment in each sentient being that we encounter. A theology of radical and humble kindness asks how we can all become freer today. And that's from an anonymous source.
I want to begin with a story. It was midsummer, 1999, and people had gathered at a park in mid-morning to hear a Buddhist monk offer a message of peace and tolerance. He sat on a special chair, surrounded by greenery and flowers, pouring out a heartfelt message about compassion and nonviolence, noting that each of us has the same potential to develop inner peace and thereby achieve happiness and joy. One young woman in her early 30s sat deep in thought under a large tree, occasionally, albeit quietly, passing judgment on those sitting nearby, chatting or calling their friends and family on their fancy new cell phone. Think Nokia or Singular. And then she heard a message for her. Though it is important for us to engage in our lives with self-confidence, the Buddhist monk began, we must also distinguish between the negative qualities of conceit or arrogance and those of positive pride or self-confidence. This is also part of training the mind. In my own practice, when I have an arrogant feeling, like, oh, I'm somehow special, I say to myself, it is true that I am human. I'm a human being and a Buddhist monk. I thereby have a great opportunity to practice the spiritual path leading to Buddhahood. I then compare myself to a small insect in front of me and think, this little insect is very weak, with no capacity to think about philosophical matters. It has no ability to develop altruism, and in spite of the opportunity I have, I behave in this stupid way. If I judge myself from this point of view, the insect is definitely more honest and sincere than I am. And he continued, sometimes, when I meet someone and feel that I'm a little bit better than this person, I look for something positive, some positive quality of the person. He may have a nice head of hair. And then I think, well, I am now bald. So from this point of view, the person is much better than I am. We can always find some quality in someone else where we are outshone. This mental habit helps in countering our pride or arrogance. At that moment, the young woman learned several vital lessons. That a spiritual or religious life is about practice and not perfection. That some transformations are lifelong exercises. And that you begin where you are. She also began to believe that committing yourself to these practices can create a ripple of change, changing yourself and the world around you. And she hoped that one day she would know the feeling that he had expressed. But one thing I learned, he said, the compassion, the sense of caring about others' welfare brings me inner strength. It has defined the purpose of my life. As I traveled through my young adulthood life, working on myself and my brokenness in creative, therapeutic, and religious settings, I experienced various emotions such exploration can evoke. There were times of deep sorrow, bitter anger, bitter and biting anger, a resistance that seemed strong enough to make New York subway trains late. I can't tell you how many times I was 40 minutes late for a 50-minute appointment. And quiet joy that fluttered in my heart. I realized that all these experiences were important as they helped me to deepen my connectivity with my body and my emotional life, as they helped me to heal. It is necessary and sacred work when we open up our hearts so we can transform. And though at times it can make us feel uncomfortable, it can also inspire us to dream again. In their book, Journal of Radical Permission, A Guide for Following Your Soul's Calling, BIPOC authors and activists Adrienne Marie Brown and Sonia Renee Taylor invite us to embrace the permission to fully embody ourselves and how, as Taylor writes, permission alters space-time, connecting us in unexpected ways. I'd like to take a moment to rest with a couple of the questions they posed in the first practice of the journal. I also invite us to honor the intersectionalities of these folks embody, that the intersectionality that each of these folks embodies, so that we may breathe deeper into the reflection that such questions ask and invite. So please feel free to close your eyes and place your hand upon your heart if you need to. I know that this kind of exploration is new to some people, and we honor and embrace where you are today. And remember, there is no right or wrong answer to these questions, and it's okay to just kind of like ponder them. And today's answer may not be tomorrow's answer. The authors remind us, our body is a light with wisdom. Right this minute, it is communicating its sacred knowledge to you. This is an invitation to tune in to the divine information being conveyed through bone, breath, and belly. And they ask, what do others not see in me that I once seen? What old ideas of myself am I ready to release? And keep breathing. Where could I offer myself more grace? And you can open your eyes when you're ready. When we pose such questions, we invite ourselves to be vulnerable and to generate self-empathy, particularly when we also practice releasing negative self-talk and self-judgment. This, in turn, deepens our ability to make connections with others and with members of our various communities. When empathy and kindness become the way that we move through the world, the opportunity arises to have deep and meaningful relationships. The kindness we're speaking about is not the one that can be measured and experienced by pleasantness and pleasantries. Instead, as Reverend Kimberly DeBuse writes, one is talking about the kindness that sees a need and offers to help, stands up for the person being bullied, and then makes sure they're safe. Kindness, she continues, disrupts lawlessness and incivility, goes out of its way, knows its privilege, and uses it to build justice. Kindness is not easy. Kindness is something uncomfortable because it requires us to not stay comfortable, to not stay nice and docile. If one chooses kindness as part of their theology, they have made it part of their spiritual practice and are willing to stay with the uncomfortableness, understanding that some transformation will occur by remaining present. When one chooses to be radical in their kindness, it means that their kindness does not have limitations. One cannot decide whom one will or will not extend kindness to, even in moments that are particularly complex. This places one in the position of being humble, knowing that all of us contain the spirit of life, no matter how small that presence may appear to be. Because of this foundation, the potential for connectivity remains when we step beyond what is familiar into the wider world. When we engage with others, we are encouraged to celebrate our similarities and honor our differences, holding space for respectful curiosity. For instance, in honor of Women's History Month, I'd like to highlight that over the past few months, Members of this community have been participating in an intergenerational program called Visionary Women. This Interfaith Philadelphia program focuses on engaging issues at the intersection of religion, gender, race, and social justice concerns. At each religious setting, we learn about the faith community and engage in meaningful conversations centered on particular guiding questions. For me, this has been a very moving and profound experience. Rarely does one have the opportunity to be with women from such diverse backgrounds and life experiences speaking about their religious lives. It has allowed us to learn, to grow, and deepen our understanding of each other's traditions and to extend care and compassion towards one another. It has also rekindled within me the desire to participate more often in interfaith dialogue and activity. So, full disclosure here. I was the woman in her mid-30s sitting under the tree, muttering under her breath, well, I don't even know why they're here if they're not going to pay attention. And the Buddhist monk was His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And being in his presence had a profound impact on me. And I've never forgotten the epiphany that I had that day, nor how the Dalai Lama's energy surrounded all of us, his compassion and his love. I will never forget the gift he imparted to me. I will never forget how it felt like he was sitting right beside me. So I hope and I pray that my compassion always aspires to be as bright as his. Blessed be and amen.
I hate to break that spirit that we've all just been touched by, but I have to announce that now is the time when we take up our offering of financial resources for the good of this community, but keep in mind that it's those financial resources that enable us to be in the space that we've just been in. Ushers, please come ahead and start passing the plates here in the sanctuary. We know that there are many ways to give back to this congregation, and we encourage you to find a way that works for you. For giving of financial support, your money or checks put in the plate will be used to fund the ministries of this church. And any pocket change or other money that you designate as change for change, online or by putting them in the white envelopes in the pews, will be sent to this month's Change for Change organization, Heeding God's Call. Heeding God's Call seeks to energize the American faith community to actively seek an end to gun violence. We are currently hosting their solemn display in our yard here, and that is known as the Philadelphia Memorial to the Lost, which raises awareness and calls attention to the scourge of local gun violence. There's more information on the screen about how you can give. Please know that if this is your first time with us, there is no expectation that you give anything other than a yellow, white, or pink contact form that you'll find in the pews, so that you can let us know how you found us and how we can support you. Annie, are you coming forward? Now we've got more special music, and it really is. This is a piece called May Francis, written by Bernice Johnson Reagan, and Annie Gaheb is gifting it to us today. So Annie, your gift and the gifts that we've all just received and been given are welcome and gratefully received.
May Francis was written by Bernice Johnson Reagan. I really wanted to do this piece today. First of all, I wrote it. I've been thinking about it for 40 years, but I really admire Bernice Johnson Reagan as a mentor. Oh, thank you. I was going to say that Bernice Johnson Regan, I consider her a mentor of mine. I've never met her, but I've followed her music. She founded the group Sweet Honey in the Rock. She was very active and continues to be active in the civil rights movement. I got to get my note. Where do I go when there's no one to turn to? Feel all alone, wondering why I am. Where do I go when I need familiar? Woman, hold my hand. Woman, hold my hand. Where do I go when my legs get shaky? Eyes cloud over, can't see my way. Who lets me know that I'm still walking upright? Woman, hold my hand. Woman, hold my hand. Who laughs with me when I'm feeling silly? Who'll dance around, dance the whole night away? Who smiles with me in my moments of pretty? Woman, hold my hand. Woman, hold my hand. Who binds my wounds when I'm bruised and battered by those daily strangers that walk in my life? Who lets me know that I'm more than my hurtings? Woman, hold my hand. Woman, hold my hand. Who cries with me when I lose my baby? By accident, by choice, or against my will? Who knows that I am a childless mother? Woman, hold my hand. Woman, hold my hand. Who bids me sing when my voice is silent? Songs have left me for places unheard. Who bids me sing when all singing seems useless? Woman, hold my hand. Woman, hold my hand. Woman, hold my hand. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie. That was absolutely lovely. Hi, friends. Hi there. I'm actually here visiting Suzanne Weltman, and my Wi-Fi is a little spotty. So please call out if I start to break up, please. And I'll turn my video off. But it's great to see you all virtually. I'm here to do a very quick introduction of Tim Steyer and our stewardship campaign, which is kicking off today. I'll let Tim fill in the spiritual part, but my job is to tell you about the details. If you're new to the community, the stewardship campaign is something that happens every spring, and it's how we set our budget for the next fiscal year. The financial year starts in July, so we try and plan ahead by taking your pledges. And a pledge is you're saying how much you think you can give to the congregation over the next fiscal year. You should have gotten a pledge packet in the mail. If not, you can also fill it out online. There are different ways to fill out your pledge for next year. It's not paying any money today, or when you click the button that says submit, you're not taking any money out of your bank account right now. It's how that we set our budget for the next year, so we have a rough idea of how much money is coming in, so we know how much money we can put into the love that we want to give out to the world. So when we talk about the stewardship campaign, that is taking up of the pledges for next financial year that you can fill out on paper with your pledge packet form, or you can fill it out online. And there should be a laptop down in Fellowship Hall next to the desserts, expertly placed, so you can fill out your pledge online today if you would like to do so. We're taking a few weeks to do that, and I'll let Tim fill in the details. But if you're wondering what the stewardship campaign is and talking about pledges, that's what we're here to do. I'm going to turn it over to the wonderful Tim Steyer. Thank you, Tim.
You can count on Reverend McKinley being everywhere and anywhere. Yeah, good morning. My name is Tim Steyer. I'm a worship associate, and this year I happen to be on the stewardship committee. Some of you may know this isn't my first time to the rodeo doing stewardship. Over the years, it's been many, many times, and a lot of what I'm going to reflect on is the reason why I give, not only of my meager financial resources, but of myself and my talents, and certainly for all you. Brothers and sisters in faith, today, as we kick off our stewardship campaign, aptly named Moving Forward, I want us to reflect on a concept that lies at the very heart of our faith, abundance, and also at the very heart of why I give my time, gifts, and money to this community. The Unitarian Universalist Church of Mount Airy has stood strong for over 200 years. That in itself is a testament to this abundance that surrounds us. We are blessed with a beautiful space, a rich tradition, and a community that fosters love, hope, learning, healing, growth, and service. But abundance is not a passive state, as the Unitarian minister A. Powell Davies from All Souls Church reminds us, echoing the prophet Amos, to whom much is given, much is expected. Our abundance compels us to act. We are grateful for the bounty of each day, the gift of this worship space, and the gifts of our ministers that unites us, and the inspiration we draw from them and our fellow congregants. Yet this gratitude must translate into action. We are given minds to question, reason, and raise our voices for justice. We are given hands to build a better world. These gifts are not ours to hoard, but to use in service of love and a just world. We are all united by love in building this beloved community, possession a divine spark. But this divinity requires us to nurture the life of our soul in our busy lives. Let us not forget the essence of our being, spiritual beings having a human experience, as Pierre Teilhard de Chardin reminds us. So as we move forward, let us ponder this mystery together. Let us celebrate the abundance in our lives and embrace the responsibility that comes with it. Let us, like our forebears from this church, give abundantly of ourselves, our time, talents, and financial resources to ensure a vibrant future for our beloved church and the world we seek to create. Together, let us move forward, grateful for all that we have and empowered to share our abundance within and beyond these worlds. Amen. Thank you.
And just so you know, when you put in your pledge, we'll be making additional signs that our rally cries, love, community, and other things, and they'll be going up on the wall. As we get ready to extinguish our chalice and end our time together this morning, please remember to stick around for coffee hour and to chat with folks on Zoom. For more info on what's going on in the life of this congregation, you can check out the weekly newsletter that comes out on Thursdays for worship schedules and events, and you can see our website for more important updates. The words to extinguish our chalice are by Adrienne Marie Brown, and please extinguish your chalice at home and hear these closing words. Let us lean in them together as Steve reads them aloud with us.
Liberation awaits us down deep inside, where tomorrow bursts forth. Trust.
Our closing hymn is number 1057, Go Lifted Up. Our benediction for today is Prayer for Living Intention by Reverend Joseph M. Cherry. If we have any hope of transforming the world and changing ourselves, we must be bold enough to step into our discomfort, brave enough to become clumsy there, loving enough to forgive ourselves and others. May we, as people of faith, be granted the strength to be so bold, so brave, and so loving. We thank you all for being here with us today. We're going to do a special kind of postlude today, which is that we are going to sing along with Bruce and Linda. So you get to stay a little while longer and to sing a little bit more before we head downstairs.
So this is a zipper song. I'll read out the first line. The first line is on those doors. It's in keeping with the theme. And then Bruce will join in harmony. We'll model that for the first verse. And then it just keeps going. Second verse, you'll hear the first line from me and join in with the melody with me. And Bruce will do the harmony. Okay. What's the note? We're gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. keep on loving boldly, never turning back, never turning back. We're gonna raise this house with strong hands. Raise this house with strong hands. Raise this house with strong hands. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna work for change together. Work for change together. Work for change together. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna keep on walking proudly. Keep on walking proudly. Keep on walking proudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. That was beautiful.
Thank you again, everyone, for being here with your beautiful selves.